how are we doing with betting? You're picking against the spread. Week 1, you had me, or week 16, you had me 8-8, 7-9. Last week, I got lucky. I think I got lucky for fantasy championships. I got lucky on picks. Like,
you had a good week last week, man. It was a solid week last week. Going 11-4 on the spread, it's a hell of a week. I'm still staying positive. I'm not going to call it bad, but you kind of did lay it down on the table on me. So congrats on that one. You've pulled ahead 18-13, 16-15. We'll keep this one going, keep this series going, just checking back in on it for the remainder of this year. And now it's time to pick our spread games for week 18. Finish up the regular season with the last 16 game slate that we have. Football's ending too soon, man.
Oh man, like that's the thing is like we talk about it all the time. We look forward to August, September, games kicking off for college and in the NFL. And next thing you know, it's the end of December. We have the playoffs left, and you're just like, what happened? Fantasy's over. I mean, fantasy's just beginning if you're into Dynasty, but
never ends.
Yeah, it never ends. But man, I can't believe we're picking week 18 right now. Cannot believe it.
All right, let's get into it, though. First game we got on the Saturday slate, KC, Las Vegas. Las Vegas coming in at 9.5 favorites against KC. This will be a Jared Stidham game. Derek Carr is benched for the rest of the year, told to get the hell out, go home. We've got Jared Stidham going up against Patrick Mahomes, 9.5 favorites. Who do you got here?
I'm gonna take Las Vegas getting the 9.5. Like I'm just gonna ride Jared Stidham. I have to. I'm gonna take that in the points and hope that secondary of Kansas City just can't hold up.
Yeah, I still believe Jared Stidham fully stinks. The Kansas City Chiefs are very, very good. And so maybe some, one-hit wonder magic coming off the bench for the first time, feeling good. Ain't going to keep the feeling rolling. KC minus 9.5 there.
All right, next game up, we have Tennessee and Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a 6-point favorite. They're giving up the 6, and they're at home. Tennessee is going to have Dobbs in playing. Derrick Henry sounds like he's going to be good to go, locked and loaded. But man, for me personally, I'm going to give up the 6 points and take the Jags. I feel like Doug Peterson has a game plan where he can pick apart this Tennessee secondary without running the football and just look for Ingram, Christian Kirk, and Zay Jones to just torch that secondary.
Yeah, I'm going to go on the other side on this one. I think Joshua Dobbs is about 5 times better somehow than Malik Willis is this year, and that's incredibly sad to say. I think Jacksonville's going to get a little bit tight on this one. They need this one to fully lock up the division, I believe, or they're already in. I forget exactly what their playoff circumstances are here, but they're coming down the stretch, going to lock this one up, get a little bit tight in their last regular season game. Give me Tennessee plus the 6.5.
Yeah, that is for the division title. So the winner is in the playoffs and gets a home game. So I'm pulling for the T-Laws, baby. So next game up, big one for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay on the road, and it looks like Atlanta's favored by 4.
Atlanta favored by 4 with Desmond Ridder, man.
That seems weird, but give me Tampa Bay. I'm just going to make this one real easy. Give me Tampa.
Yeah, they actually showed out and actually were able to move the ball last week. Mike Evans had the connection reestablished with Tom Brady, putting up 207 and 3, I believe, last week. So I think they keep it rolling. I'm right there with you. It seems a little bit like, I guess they're at home, so maybe a couple points there. But yeah, I'll take Tampa Bay to keep it within 4.
I feel like I believe if I understood correctly, Tom Brady's only going to play some of the game, and they're going to have Trask and Gabbert in, so that could contribute to it. But I still feel like that team is just better than Atlanta, and so I'm gonna roll with that. So next up, Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Buffalo favored by 7, giving up 7 points here at home. Now this game does matter because the Cincinnati and Buffalo game was not played. Buffalo is playing for home field advantage in the playoffs still. This game clearly matters, and it matters for New England. New England is the 7th seed, so basically they win and they're in. If they lose, I believe they're eliminated. So who you got on this one?
Yeah, man, this is a play for DeMar game. I would take Buffalo. It's impossible for me to take the other side. I could not, in good conscience, do it. I don't care if the line is minus 40. I would still take Buffalo.
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo and give up the points as well. We'll just move on from that one because I feel like it's Seems like a no-brainer, right?
You would hope, man. Hope they can come out and turn that one around there. Let's move into the Sunday slate games. I guess that was our first couple of Sunday slates over there, but we're moving into Minnesota and Chicago. Chicago picking up plus 7.5 against the Minnesota Vikings. Fields is out of this one again. I believe had the hip injury flare up again, and he will be out for. Is he out for the remainder? I guess this is the remainder of the year because
this is their season.
So Minnesota with Kirk Cousins going up against
Peterman.
Peterman, good God. Oh, yeah. Again, don't care. I'll take Minnesota. You put those quarterbacks up against each other, I'll take Minnesota every time.
Feels like this should be a 17.5 point favorite for them. So I'm going to take Minnesota and give it up to 7.5. I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, I don't see a reason that Chicago is even remotely competitive in this one.
All right, moving into Baltimore and Cincinnati. Cincinnati at home. They are also playing for their home field advantage because they didn't get the game completed last week. So let's see how they respond from that. Again, just incredibly unfortunate game. And to play this on a turnaround of 1 week has got to be heavy on these guys. But they're still coming in against Baltimore -7. The inept Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson can't move the ball on offense. Who do you got? Which side here?
Cincinnati is playing for the division. This is a division championship game, basically. Like Cincinnati, if they win, they lock it up. If they lose, then that Buffalo Bills game will figure that thing out. So I feel like Cincinnati is going to just seal the deal here. I will take Cincinnati giving up the 7 points at home. And yep, Joe Burrow and company is going to do work.
This is the game that's going to make the NFL lives hard for these guys. Baltimore is going to they're gonna cover. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win.
Okay.
They're gonna cover.
Fair enough.
Almost upset.
Almost upset.
Yeah.
We got Houston and Indy next, the game that does not matter. Again, week 18 is one of the hardest weeks to pick because you have so many things going on with rosters, testing things out, and just coaches kind of having fun week 18. So Houston on the road against Indianapolis, Indy giving up 2.5. I mean, who you got in this?
Man, I think this is the first time all year I'd actually pick my Texans. There's one team that looks like they've mailed it in for the remainder of this year. And then there's one team that's actually put up some good showings in the last couple of weeks. Got killed last week, but I'm going to take the one who's actually shown me something in the last 4. So give me Houston plus the 2.5.
Yeah, Indy's depleted. I have no problem taking Houston outright. But yeah, give me Houston in points. Sure, why not? So I'll take Houston too.
All right, moving into New York and Miami. The New York Jets against the Miami Dolphins. +1 for Miami at home. I don't know how I feel about this one.
I'm with you, man. I feel like the issue is Tua is not playing, right? So lots of question marks about that Miami offense, which is so potent and powerful. I feel like this is a game the Jets are going to win, but man, Miami at home, I just have a hard time betting against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and what Raheem Mostert's done within that backfield. So give me Miami +1. That's fine.
We do have Mike White, right, on the other side of this one.
We do.
The Mike fucking White Lightnings are absolutely going to go into Miami and tear shit up. Going to remind them that they should kick Zach Wilson to the curb, get him the hell out of town. He's going to come in there, command the job back. Let's go. New York Jets minus the 1.5. I should take him at -10.
Someone is on that hopium over here. Yep, the Michael White show. All right, we got Carolina at New Orleans. New Orleans giving up 3.5. I've been riding New Orleans down the stretch here. It just feels like they're a team that is just having fun right now, coincidentally, like for a team that hasn't had fun all year. Give me New Orleans, man. Give me New Orleans in the 3.5.
You've been riding New Orleans the last 2 weeks. I've been riding Carolina the last 2 weeks. I'm going to be against you on this one as well. Let's see how it plays out one last time. Head against head, mano a mano. Carolina plus the 3.5 in New Orleans.
Perfect. Cleveland on the road against Pittsburgh. Again, Pittsburgh is in the playoff hunt still. Giving up 2.5 points for me. I don't even really want to break this down too in depth. I feel like Cleveland is a good football team. It's just things are trying to get themselves figured out. I want to. I want to say Pittsburgh. You know, I'm actually flip flopping on the fly here. I'm going to take Cleveland. Cleveland has looked better. They've been putting up some offensive showing. I'm going to take Cleveland to win this one on the road and to ruin Pittsburgh's playoff hopes.
Yeah, if you gave me this one, the only thing is like Cleveland not playing for anything, Pittsburgh playing for it still might give a little bit of the lean. They are at home as well, but I think I'd almost look at this one as a pick 'em. I'm going to take who I think is a better all-around team, actually, with Deshaun Watson under quarterback, and I'm going to take Cleveland plus 2.5 as well.
Love it, man. All right, so getting into an AFC West matchup that we thought was going to be a bunch of gunslingers, and it's going to be the LA Chargers and the Denver Broncos playing for nothing. I want to say Denver just because I feel like Denver is out there actually playing, like want to see Russell Wilson. They want to see that team play as a cohesive unit. And LA is just kind of, I believe they're going to be resting. I could be wrong on that, but I believe they're going to be resting some players. So I'm going to take Denver at home right here. And
if Denver's -2, they're resting every single starter that they fucking have on the other side of the ball. So I am still going to be on that side, though. Denver -2. We'll say the starters don't play more than a quarter, even if they do play. Week 18 toss-up game, flip a coin, however you want to take it, but I'll land on Denver.
Love it. Love it. And then we have the NFC East matchup with the Giants resting their entire roster against the Philadelphia Eagles playing for home field advantage, giving up 14 points with Jalen Hurts in the lineup. I feel like this is a no-brainer, Philly giving up 14 points. I mean, it sounds wild because that's a big margin, but I think Philly's just going to run house.
They're going to run house, but I believe that it does open up the possibility of a backdoor cover, maybe on like the last play of the game. New York Giants just out there having fun with a bunch of fourth stringers. Philly's already pulled all their starters because they're up by 3 touchdowns at this point coming into the fourth. I'm going to go with a backdoor cover with the New York Giants, getting plus 14 in Philly. And I'll run it down here from the stretch. We got San Francisco and Arizona. San Francisco with net minus 14.5, biggest spread I believe that we have on the board. Yes, it is. Against Arizona, bad Arizona team. I believe we have David Blau back again under center for Arizona. Hasn't looked nearly as incompetent as Trace McSorley, but that's not saying much. San Francisco rolling out there with Brock Purdy and the boys again, I assume. Good God. I'm not going to bet 2 backdoor covers in a row. I'll take San Francisco to cover the 14.5 on this one.
Yeah, San Francisco is still playing for something here. They have the potential to slide in as, you know, if the Eagles do not win, they have the potential to slide in as the 1 seed. So they are playing for something. That's a lot of fucking points. I'll still take San Francisco giving up those points. Arizona has nothing on offense, so
yeah,
easy.
It's bad over there. LAR against Seattle. Seattle getting 6.5 against the Rams in the afternoon window slot. Seattle is not playing for anything anymore at this point. What's their playoff situation in this one where they're catching 6.5?
They have a chance at the playoffs, I believe. If they win, I think they need help, I believe. But I think if Seattle wins, it's a pretty simple path for them to make the playoffs. So I'm going to take Seattle. Actually, yeah, I'm going to take Seattle giving up those points. The Rams are just playing for pride at this point, I believe. So Baker Mayfield show. Have fun.
All right, I'll take Baker Mayfield show. Doesn't get the win. Seahawks can still have their playoff berth if things break right for them, but I'm going to take the plus 6.5 on the Rams side.
All right, there we go.
Then we move into the last afternoon window of the year in the regular season. Dallas Cowboys against the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders getting plus 7 at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys still playing for stuff. Apparently, Ron Rivera doesn't know when they're playing for things and doesn't know when they're playing for playoff hopes. So I call that organization completely inept, even though he's a good leader of men, in my opinion. He's a horrible coach. I'm going to take Dallas minus the 7.
Yeah, I wanted Riverboat Ron fired last year. I hope it happens this year. Again, great person. Wish the best for him and all that he does in his future. But the fact that he named a starter and then changed the name of the starter, it is Sam Howell apparently starting quarterback for Washington. What a debacle that has been. Yeah, give me Dallas and I'll give up those points. Fine.
And then to close out the regular season of 2022, the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay catching -4.5 points against the Detroit Lions. Who do you got here for the last regular season pick of 2022?
Too easy. You are not. Sorry, you can if you want to, but I am not betting against Aaron Rodgers at home with the playoff berth on the line. Aaron Rodgers is going to win himself this game, and I'll give up those 4.5 points. He'll do it in convincing fashion.
Yeah, back-to-back MVP champion is not going to win it for the three-peat, but he has turned it on here as of late at home against the Detroit Lions in the NFC North for the playoffs and Lambeau in the cold. Yeah, can't do it. Give me Green Bay minus the 4.5. We'll close that one out on the same side.
Bang. Love it, love it, love it. So we'll see how this wraps up. We will continue to do these throughout the playoffs. So this is by no stretch over, unless you stink it up this week and then you give me such a big lead. But
no, we're coming back.
I don't think that's going to happen. This is going to be a wild one for us.